If your hamstrings and your hips feel so stuck, like no matter what you do, they just won't budge, I'm gonna fix that for you in 10 minutes. This is a dynamic flexibility session where we're gonna build strength and length at the same time. Now, it's inspired by my days as a gymnast and a dancer because we didn't just kind of stretch randomly, we stretched very, very intelligently and with structured progression. Now, this sequence has no repeats, it's just one very strong round. I'm gonna time everything, you'll just follow along. Let's get going. We are starting this sequence lying down. So come to lie down on your back, and we're just gonna, lure our hamstrings into a little bit of, I wouldn't say a false sense of relaxation, but a sense of relaxation by just getting them to do this lying active leg raise here, okay? So if you're super tight, you may not want to go into so much hip flexion, but just, hold your leg in a place where you can kind of extend it. Now, you can either go with your toes pulled back into what's called dorsiflexion, or you can move into plantar flexion where we're pointing. We have 16 seconds left in this. Maybe as we start to get a little bit more warm, see if you can bring that leg a little closer to you. Perfect. Okay, so release that. Take a few deep breaths. Just really arrive here on the mat. And we'll get ready for the second side. So hug the knee into the chest. And we'll go ahead and kick it up. Now just keep it really easy to begin with. Like go less than your current level of flexibility, right? So for some of you that might be here. And then over the course of this 30 seconds, we're gonna start to bring it in a little bit closer. And just remember, we aren't symmetrical beings. And we have asymmetries all over our body, sometimes through injury, sometimes for other reasons. Just honor those. It's not a big deal. Okay, and rest. Good, releasing. Next up, we're gonna come into our lying quad stretch. And so for this, I want you to shift onto your right buttocks, hug the foot in towards you, place it back down onto the floor. It needs to be like this, not like that. Lift the hips, tuck the tailbone, and see if you can start to come down. Now, some of you may be here, and that's fine. Others, you may find that you can get all the way down. Ideally, we want to start to get all the way down, tucking our tailbone and letting our quadricep really open up here without any modifications in our pelvis. If your hips tip forward, then we're obviously losing that quad stretch. If your knee comes off, same thing. Okay, pull yourself up and we'll change sides. Shift the weight. Pull the foot in, lift the hip up. You can just start here, right? Or you can start to make your way down. But if at any point this starts to happen, you've gone too far, okay? So I want you to be able to hold that integrity in your pelvis and the knee staying down. And then some of you are gonna come all the way down. You can even take your arms up. I mean, we're connected, interconnected in our entire body. So it makes sense for you to feel this stretch even more so when you stretch your arm up. And that's what I love about stretching, is that you realize just how interconnected the entire body is. This is another way to make it harder as well. Good. Release and hug the knees into the chest. Rock up, and we're gonna come into a bit more of a dynamic stretch. So we're gonna come into what's called a lizard hop. To do this, you're gonna come into a push-up position, bend your knees, and hop into lizard pose like this. Then we're gonna change in the air, okay? Change. Now, I want you to pause for 1 second after, just so that you can sink your hips down. But this is quite dynamic, some would even say a little bit ballistic, but we're not kind of bouncing in and out of our flexibility. We're just kind of doing a shift, a dynamic shift, raising heat. If you're struggling and you're only getting to here, you can also do it this way, okay? Now, that was warming us up for the Cossack squat. Some of you I know are not doing a Cossack squat. This is the hardest variation. Down, bum down, drop in, reach forward, come up, and stand. I'm gonna offer you in just a second a variation that is easier. But for those of you working up to it or feel like you're ready, feel free to take this dynamic variation. Those of you that are not, hands can come down, move into your lateral stretch, then move into a pyramid. Move into your lateral stretch, move into a pyramid. Lateral, we're on a rest, pyramid, okay? So, second side, here we go. Cossack, hips down. Internal rotation, reach. Back up and push. Otherwise, hands on a couch, hands on the floor. Lateral lunge, pause, turn, find your pyramid. Find your lateral lunge. Find your pyramid. So it's dynamic. To make it even harder, you can take your hands off. Okay? Perfect. Resting. Now, we're going to move into another dynamic stretch that is going to challenge many of you. And you might get angry at me. Let's come into a stretch like this. You're then going to come back. You're going to balance. Take that leg out to the side and sink down. Stretch here. Okay, so we're stretching hip flexors and the inner thighs. Forward, side. Forward and side. And just pause for a moment in the area that feels tightest for you. Okay, changing sides. Let me show you while you guys are resting. So we're coming forward. We get a stretch for the front of the hip. We open it out, balancing, and we move to the side. You can move to a 45-degree angle. It doesn't have to be all the way out to the side. Back up, whoop, balance, come forward, balance, come to the side. So teaching our hips, for those of you that are doing that stronger legs, stronger run sequences, which ideally you are, this is gonna be so helpful for my runners, for any cyclists as well. You guys just get really stuck in the hips because you ask so much of your hips and of your legs. Perfect, resting. Oh, delicious. Delicious, delicious. Oh, I just leant on this bruised knee. So we're going to be doing a spinal roll. It looks like this. Rolling my pelvis down into kind of what looks like almost like a bad cobra position here, right? So in yoga, you'd always be taught not to do this. And then press back to child's pose. And then up, tuck the toes, push the hips forward, and really feel like you're rolling your spine one vertebra at a time, and then move back. Child's pose. Come forward. Open it up and press back. Beautiful. Oh, I didn't even want to stop that one. Okay, we've got our seated kick. So we're now coming into more of that dance work or dance style of stretching. Hands behind the leg, we're kicking up, we're coming down. We're kicking up, we're coming down. So similar to what we were doing on the floor where we were lying down, but I want you to work on keeping that leg close. Breathing in and out through the nose, pointed toes this time, and staying nice and long in the chest. Now, some of you are going to be down here, and that's okay. But we need to, in order to gain the splits, release, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The point of holding at the end, the point of this being active, is that this is so necessary for our front splits. Let's hug that leg in. Get ready, chest nice and high, kick that leg up. A little turnout is fine, out to the side like that. Pointed toes is what I would like for this variation. Keep that chest nice and long, keep the chin tucked in. In 5 seconds, we're gonna be doing our hold, our 10-second hold. So belly draws in, developing that compression strength and the strength in the quad and the hip flexor to hold. This is gonna really help you in your splits, I promise. Release, beautiful. Okay, hands down, press back into a little down dog. Walk the hands back up. We're gonna take our isometric long lunge, but we're really gonna challenge how deep we go this time. Let's go. Square the hips, sink down. We're going a little bit deeper this week. Get that front foot further forward. I want that front knee behind the ankle, not in front of it. Hips are square, shoulders are relaxed. Find that strength. Good. Hold. 8 seconds. Release. Change sides. Here we go. Let's go. Lifting. Squeezing the glutes. Sink. Hold. For another 5. Squeeze the hips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work, guys. I promise you we're gonna get to the splits soon, but we're building the foundations to develop that ability. Hey, if your body is feeling better, don't stop here. You can stay and you can keep stretching with me, or you can work on strength or booty work or core work. Or if you're ready to take your training to the next level, you can actually head to my website, take the quiz, and find the right program for you. Either way, make sure you subscribe to this channel so that we can keep building this together. Building your flexibility, building your strength, and above all, building your practice and consistency, because that's what gets results. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow for another Daily 10.